Hey guys, hey, it's Mr. Lindy here, and today we're going to talk about finding the volume of composed figures. And what it basically means is that there are two or more rectangular prisms, and they're kind of stuck together, and you're going to have to find the volume of them. So they look kind of hard, or they look kind of intimidating when you first look at them, but what we're going to go over is going to show you they're really not that difficult if you go step by step and take it a little bit at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive right into it. Couple things I want you to remember while we're doing this is volume equals length times width times height. So just remember that. And now you look at it, it looks like we have a big L here. Now, the only ways that you can really get this and take care of it to find the volume is we're going to have to separate these two rectangular prisms that are kind of stuck together. And what I mean by that is I'm going to take the pen and I'm going to show you. I'm going to draw a little dotted line straight across. That basically, now if you look at it, it looks like two rectangles on the top. Basically what I did was I took a knife, and if this was cake, I just cut it straight down right there. So now I have two rectangular prisms that I have to find the volume of. And sometimes there's little tricks you have to do and other things. But first thing I want to do is I'm going to look and see if we have enough information to solve these. So on the left one over here, I'm going to look and we have the length. The length is 10. The width is up here and it's 4. These are inches. And then if I look around the figure, I see over on the right hand side that the height is actually 3 inches. So we have enough to solve that left rectangular prism. So we just do 10 times 4 times 3. And like I said, it doesn't matter the order that you do them in. I'm going to multiply 10 times 4 equals 40. And then 40 times 3 equals 120. So I have 120 cubic inches in this one. Now I have to come over to the next one. Now here's where a lot of students mess up. This whole length right here is 12. But I only want to know from right here to right here. So what I have to do is I have to go up to the top by this 4 up here and know that this little spot right here is 4 inches. Now, the whole line is 12, so now I have to subtract 4 from that 12. So actually, my line is 8 inches. Now, I have the length equals 8 inches. The width equals 4 inches. And the height, once again, is 3 inches. So we have 8 times 4 times 3. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do the 4 times 3 first. Then I'll have 8 times 12. We have 96. So the inside of this one is 96 cubic inches. And then all you have to do is you take both of them and you add them together. So 120 plus 96. You have 216 cubic inches. That is your volume of that composed figure, of that L, that piece of cake right there. Okay, let's move on. Let's do another one. As you see, I have another L shape, another piece of cake, and a lot of people say, Mr. Lindy, I want to go left to right when I separate them. Well, let's do that this way. So basically, we're going to go make our left to right dissection. So now you see that there's one on the top. This is going to be number 1. And then the one on the bottom, this will be number 2. So let's take a look at them. Let's do the bottom one where we have all the information. Bottom, length times width times height. You can see the length is 10. The width is 3. These are centimeters. And the height is 4 centimeters. So 10 times 3 times 4, 30 times 4 equals 120. 120 cubic centimeters. So in here, this one is 120 cubic centimeters. Now we go to the top. This is where we're going to have a little trouble because this whole line right here is 15. But remember, this little spot right down here is 3. So now we got to take that away. So from here to here would be 12 centimeters. Now we go length equals 12, width equals 2, height equals 4. Okay, so go through it again. We have 12 times 2 times 4. You can do this any way you want, or you can go 12 times 8. That's 96. We have 96 cubic centimeters. And once again, you take those and you add them together. 216 cubic centimeters. Okay. Now let's get to a real challenge. You'll see it, and it looks a little crazy. It looks like an upside down U. Definitely going to have to do more than one dissection here. We're going to have to cut them totally different ways. So what I suggest, let's just start. We're going to cut it here. We're going to cut it here. Okay? Sounds good to me. Let's see what we got. So we're going to have 1, 2, and 3 pieces that we're going to have to figure out. So let's look at the first one. On number 1, it's on the left-hand side. We have a length of 6 centimeters. We have a width of 3 centimeters. We have a height of 5 centimeters. So 6 times 3 times 5. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do the 6 times 5 is 30 times 3, and we get 90. So in this one, number 1 is 90 cubic centimeters. Now I'm going to go to 3, and I'm going to do this one just because I'd like to leave the last tough one to itself. So number 3, we're going to figure that one out. 3 length equals, this is right here, 6 centimeters. Width equals 3 centimeters. And then a height right here, you go and you look over on this side, it was 5 centimeters right there. So the height equals 5 centimeters. So same thing as the last one. 6 times 3 times 5. Like I said, I like to do that one because it's a little bit easier to see. 30 times 3, and then you get 90 again. 90 cubic centimeters. So 3 is 90 cubic centimeters. Now we're going to go up and we're going to find out 2. Now 2 is a little crazy. You look at because it's 10 all the way across. But you remember we're going to have to take away this 3 and this 3. So 10 minus 3 is 7, and 7 minus 3, so this should be 4. Now, we know that this length right here says that this is 3 centimeters. If the whole thing is 6, then this thing should be 3 centimeters as well. And then the height is 5, just like the other ones. So for the third one, we have a length of 4 centimeters, a width of 3 centimeters, and a height of 5 centimeters. So 4 times 3 times 5. And let's do a fun thing. Multiply them in any order you'd really like, and we get 60 cubic centimeters. So now we have all of our writings in there. Now we add them up. +6. So your volume of that composed figure is 240 cubic centimeters. Okay, guys, we're going to do a bunch of these more in class, but I definitely wanted to give them to you to show you what you can do. If you have any troubles, you can come up and work up the table with me. Looks like a lot of work. Once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. You kind of got to think about it as we have a three-dimensional cake, you know, sitting in front of you, and we're going to figure out the volume of each little piece that we're going to cut off. So hope this helps you guys, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. See you later.